ahead. Let me know when you're ready. I'd like to call the June 20th council meeting to order. Mayor, if you can lead us in the flag salute. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Kane. Here. Clark. Here. DeRose.
Here.
Light.
Here.
Marone.
Here.
Parker is absent. Libertanda.
Here. This is to advise that certain advance notice has been given to the date, time, location, and the extent known of the agenda of this meeting in accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meeting Act on the city's website and communicated through the newspaper designated by the governing body. This is to further advise this meeting is being recorded electronically and can be viewed on the city's website at abseconNJ.org. It will also be televised daily at 9 a.m. and 7 p.m. on ABTV Channel 97. Both viewing options are only available until the next meeting date. 2024 ordinances for adoption. Number 14, amending section 250-223 of the Code of the City of Absecon, granting a discount price to active duty, reserve, National Guard, veteran members of the United States Armed Forces for seasonal permits required to use the Fonts Landing boat ramp. Do I hear a motion for the second reading of ordinance 14, 2024?
Motion. Second.
Roll call.
Kane.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
DeRose.
Yes.
Light.
Yes.
Marone.
Yes.
Parker. Oh, excuse me. Libertanda.
Absolutely. Ordinance 14, 2024.
Sorry, I need this.
Amending section 250-23 of the Code of the City of Absecon, granting a discounted price to the active duty reserve, National Guard, and veteran members of the United States Armed Forces for seasonal permits required for the use of the Fonts Landing boat ramp. Mayor, a motion to open the meeting to the public for discussion or comment of this ordinance.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
At this time, would anyone from the public wish to speak regarding ordinance 14, 2024? Seeing none, and briefly to touch on that, like we said, this is to offer active duty military men and women the same discount we offer to our veterans for their service to our country, so glad this is getting modified. Ordinance 15, 2024. Amending the Code of the City of Absecon, creating Chapter 323, Tree Removal and Replacement. Do I hear a motion for the second reading of Ordinance 15, 2024?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call?
Kane.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
DeRose.
Yes.
Light.
Yes.
Marone.
Yes.
Libertanda.
Yes. Ordinance 15, 2024, amending the Code of the City of Absecon, creating Chapter 323, Tree Removal and Replacement. Mayor, a motion to open the meeting to the public for comment or discussion of this ordinance.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Would anyone from the public wish to speak regarding Ordinance 15, 2024?
You all saved it for when I was council president? Yeah. Really? Come on. Give Nick some
Seeing none,
hints.
do I hear a motion to close to the public?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
May I hear a motion for the final reading and adoption of Ordinance 14, I apologize, we didn't go through that. Second roll call of Ordinance 14, 2024.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call?
Kane.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
DeRose.
Yes.
Light.
Yes.
Marone.
Yes.
Libertanda.
Yes.
15.
And that is for Ordinance 14.
Right.
May I hear a motion for the final reading and adoption of Ordinance 15, 2024.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call?
Kane.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
DeRose.
Yes.
Light.
Yes.
Marone.
Yes.
Libertanda.
Yes. Ordinance 15, 2024 and Ordinance 14, 2024. These ordinances have been heard and are finally approved. Consent agenda. All matters listed under item consent agenda are considered to be routine by the City Council and will be enacted by one motion in the form listed. There will be no separate discussion of these items. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be discussed separately. 107, appointing a full-time patrol officer, namely Gregory O'Connell. 108, authorizing the submission of a grant application and the execution of a grant construction with the New Jersey Department of Transportation for the reconstruction of Delaware Avenue, Priority 1. 109, authorizing the submission of a grant application and the execution of a grant contract with the New Jersey Department of Transportation for the pedestrian crosswalk safety improvements. And if I could defer to Ed for 108 and 109.
Sure. So, so these are the fiscal year 2025 NJDOT grant applications. The DOT offers a few different programs every year. One is the municipal aid program, which is our source of funds for our annual road program to offset some of those costs. So 108 is the resolution approving the grant application for Delaware Avenue from Route 9 to Huron Avenue. So that will be our municipal aid application for fiscal year 2025. And then 109 is an application through the Safe Streets to Transit program. And what this application is for is to construct raised pedestrian crosswalks at various locations throughout the city, which essentially function as speed tables. So it provides for pedestrians safe crossing to cross the street, and also helps as a traffic calming feature on those streets because the crosswalks are actually elevated, so it functions as a speed table.
Yeah, this will definitely be a huge benefit, so hopefully we can get this grant.
Yep.
At this time, do I hear a motion to open the meeting to the public? For
Motion.
Agenda items only?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
At this time, would anyone from the public wish to speak regarding agenda items only? Seeing none, may I hear a motion to close the meeting to the public?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
May I hear a motion to move the consent agenda?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call?
Kane.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
DeRose.
Yes.
Light.
Yes.
Maroon.
Yes.
Larbatenda.
Yes. Approval of the bill list, $1,509,986.38. May I hear a motion to accept the bill list?
Motion. Second.
Roll call?
Kane.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
DeRose.
Yes.
Light.
Yes.
Maroon.
Yes.
Larbatenda.
Yes. Approval of meeting minutes for the closed session as to form and content only for April 18th, 2024, for the regular meeting minutes of May 16th, 2024, and the regular meeting minutes of June 6th, 2024. May I hear a motion to accept the minutes?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call?
Kane.
Yes for the first two and abstain for 6-6.
Clark.
I am yes for 516, and I abstain from 6-6.
DeRose.
Yes.
Light.
Yes.
Maroon.
Yes.
Larbatenda.
Abstain from April 18th as well as June 6th, and yes to May 16th. All right, at this time, I would like to ask our council members to give us an update on their committees. We'll start with Councilwoman McCain for Finance and Budget. I'm sorry,
Economic development.
Economic Development, I apologize.
Okay, thank you. We have not met since the last council meeting, but a couple updates. In case you have not gone to the new store on New Jersey Avenue, Bloom's, the florist, they sell, it's a great store. They sell other things besides just flowers. I've been in there a couple times, and it's really cute in there, and they are so helpful. And they actually donated, I believe, the centerpieces for the senior center. I saw pictures on Facebook, and they were beautiful. So, if you get a chance to go down and visit them. I had dinner at Chipotle's this past week. They're open, and that was great. So that's nice to have. And I've had breakfast at Lola's at Whitehorse. I have family in town. Lola's is really cute. Really, they're so nice and friendly in there also. So stop and visit our new businesses. And I was driving along and saw workers inside the old Whitehorse, which we all think is going to be an Aldi's. So that's kind of exciting. And our next meeting is July 3rd at 6 o'clock.
Thank you very much, Councilwoman McCain. Councilman DeRose for Public Safety.
We have not held a meeting since the last council meeting. Our next meeting is July 2nd. Before I hand it over to the chief, Marilee, great job. I see that red light on. We're good. That's awesome. Step forward. Thank you so much. Chief?
I just want to remind everybody, our children are out of school. We're going to have a lot more pedestrian traffic as well as bicycle traffic. So keep in mind, to avoid any kind of tragedy or anything, if you take a few extra minutes of your day, you will not find yourself in such a hurry. And I can tell you that patrol has been on Route 30 through Grant from the Division of Highway Safety, and everyone's in a hurry everywhere. So please, we don't need any kind of tragedies within our in our community here. The next thing I want to ask is the parents, please be parents with your children. Other municipalities have been experiencing large numbers and large gatherings of juveniles. And I'm going to tell you that, we haven't had any problems, but we are going to keep it that way. So please keep in mind where your children are, and please keep in mind of the curfews.
And just to clarify, it's Monday the 1st, not Tuesday the 2nd. And also, I just checked, 17 between phone calls, emails, and comments and text messages. The residents are happy to see you guys out there, men and women, stopping people, ticketing people. Usually a blitz and then people are all complaining, but I've received 17 positive comments seeing you guys out there, so kudos.
Well, I will say this, the state is so delighted with the job that we've done that they've offered to fund more grant money for the month of August. So
Excellent.
we'll be back out in there and doing it in August.
Positive all around.
Chief, I'd like to add something. I was doing a job I believe it was last week, and it was after hours, and I saw that Route 30 was closed, so I know you guys put in a whole lot more hours and specific hours as these accidents and these fatalities, a lot more than people could even see. So I actually came up over the overpass of Delilah Road, and I saw, wasn't quite sure what was going on, nor would I bother your team, but I could tell that it was a really involved investigation, and I'm sure it took hours and hours that the average resident couldn't even understand how many hours and how hard you guys work. So your staff, our fire department, and our EMS, I appreciate it. I really do.
Yeah, I think it's important for the residents of Atlantic County to understand that going into this week, Atlantic County was number 2 in the state with fatal accidents. And if you saw the news this week, Egg Harbor Township had a couple more. We're up to 4. And thank God we had 2 other serious accidents where we could have had more. So the majority of these accidents are due to excessive speed. So we really need to take that into consideration while navigating through our communities.
And it just, one more thing real quick is that this is a major corridor in and out of Atlantic City and the Parkway, and the policing that you guys do is not typical to, all other communities. So, I mean, you guys, and it keeps getting ramped up, and as we get into our summer months, then so does your work. So, I mean, it's not typical policing, community policing. So, again, kudos to you guys, because your workload's constantly evolving. So I appreciate it. Cheers. You guys do a great job.
Thank you.
Even when people have cell phones on you guys during high-profile stops.
Thank you, Chief. Councilman Rose, you have any more for public safety?
I'm good, thank you, Council President.
Councilman Maroon for Public Works?
Public Works has not met since our last meeting. Our next meeting is indeed July 1st, Monday, 5 p.m. I just want to note a few things that our Public Works team has been doing an exceptional job, keeping all our parks and streets really nicely clean. The flowers are looking very good that they planted, and you couldn't ask for a better group of hard workers than those guys. And that our water stations, at least, did the second one get put in yet? They're both up.
Yeah, they're both up.
I know for a fact the one is behind us, so if anybody wants a nice clean cup of water as you leave tonight, please see the snack stand in Heritage Park for a refreshing filtered cup of cold water. And that'll do it for me. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Councilman Maroon. Councilman,
Yeah, can I just make one thing on Public Works? So, being the president of ASAC, I want to talk about Public Works. They have been unbelievable with our ball fields this year. Everybody that we get that comes down to our fields, from umpires that do all towns, say our fields are the best complex that they umpire at. And the reason being is that these guys are working nonstop. They're dragging the fields, they're cutting the grass, they're doing everything that we've asked and more. So the fields look unbelievable. I know a lot of you guys have been down there and watched games, so I appreciate that, but they look great. So And then as far as finance committee goes, we met this evening. We had a great turnout for finance. I think everybody that's at the meeting, Steve, myself, Tommy, Nick was in attendance, Rich and Sandy
It's
as
a
well.
public meeting.
As public meeting, as well as the mayor. So we have a few things going on right now. We're currently working on negotiating a contract with the chief, and we're working on getting a few different things in different languages throughout for vacation days for the other side of the staff that's been here over 20-plus years. So
Thank you very much, Councilman Clark. Councilman Light for Parks and Recreation.
Thank you, Mr. President. We met this week on the 18th. We had a nice group. I was one of our committee members is John Gorman. I know he's been struggling with an illness, and it was great to see him. Some of the topics we went over were the Eagle Scout has secured the materials and the solar panels for a cell phone charging station, which will be at in the community garden area. So he reached out to me this week. I invited him to come to the meeting, but he was actually out of town. Again, thank you to Ed Dennis and our Public Works for the water at the concession stands. That's going to be a great improvement. And then some other little incidentals that we had talked about that throughout our parks that Public Works, along with their normal workload, they were actually been able to fulfill. I had gotten an email from Mayor Horton a couple weeks ago, and there was a resident that had requested a porta potty which we normally do anyhow at Turner Cove. So that was actually set up this week. Our first concert in the parks is going to be this Sunday, and the band is Silver Wings. They donate all their proceeds to the veterans. They have a veteran organization in which they support, so please come out and support them. The community garden is advancing with its donations. The Field of Dreams, I was invited with another resident, Tommy Hunter. So we went out over there. There was a new pavilion that was dedicated to Joe Brown. So I was able to go over there and provide lighting and power through the company I work for, so they could have this pavilion lit for their last game, which was last Friday. So I was able to secure materials and labor at no charge, and more than willing to help that facility, which is awesome. Again, kudos to the Public Works, and even I have little notes here as far as these sprinklers that were being moved, and I mean they are like going beyond, and just to be redundant is people from all over are like saying that these fields are probably the best anywhere around here. So I mean that's awesome. We meet on July 16th. The public is welcome. We meet at 7 o'clock. And then one thing I'd like to just add real quick, I'd like to say congratulations to, they're actually my cleaners. I went and found out that they're retiring, which is the old Warner Brook. So I was kind of bummed out, but I went in there the other day, and Saturday is their last day. So I call them Mama Bear and Papa Bear. So they're really nice people, and they're retiring. So that's at the old Warner Brook. So I wish them well. They've been very supportive to all of us over the years. They do a great job. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilman Light. I would just like to notify the residents that our next council meeting in July will take place on July 2nd. It was originally scheduled for July 11th, but we're going to be doing a special ceremony to recognize Disability Pride Month. We're going to have our Citizen of the Year, Jacob Hackett, join us as a special guest. So it'll be a nice ceremony. So it will be 6:30, July 2nd, which is a Tuesday. So just want to make everybody aware and hope they can join us for that meeting. Jessica, if you would like to give us the administrator and CFO report, please.
Well, you always have me go at the end. I don't think I have anything to add to everything that's already been said tonight, so I'll pass it along to the engineer.
Thank you very much. Ed?
Yeah, just
engineer
a
report.
few quick updates. So the streetscape project officially started construction today. They basically were going over logistics today, traffic control, things like that. So you'll see them out there tomorrow, I think, with some shovels on the ground. So that's great news over on New Jersey Avenue. The Calderon Avenue project, which was our state aid project from a couple fiscal years ago, that job is ready to go. We're waiting for a permit from the DOT because of the intersection with Route 30. So we just need to get approval from them to start, which I am told is we should have any day now, so the contractor can get out there and get started. We've met with almost all of the residents on Crestview Avenue for the second round. I think we might only have one or two left that we haven't met with. We've got a lot of good feedback. We kind of fine-tuned the plans based on some additional information and preferences from the property owners. And really, it's been, at least for this second round, pretty much all cooperative as far as moving the project forward. So, and I think I just saw we got our DOT, that's a DOT grant, so we submitted the plans for approval. They got us some comments today, and the comments seem to be pretty minor. So we should be very close to going out to bid on that job and getting the construction started on that project. And then, of course, the last meeting, we approved a few projects that we're getting the engineering going on. Next Row program, Phase 2 of the Crestview Avenue project with that cut through the park, and Meadowview Avenue sanitary sewer repairs, and then the tennis courts, which we talked about, the grant that we got for that project at the last meeting. So a lot of good stuff in the works. We also, on the Shore Road front, we have received construction easements from almost all of the residents along that project already, which is great. We have a couple that we need to meet with. We have a meeting scheduled for next week with one of the property owners there just to kind of answer some of those questions. So we're getting closer, and hopefully we can get that project out to bid sometime soon as well.
We hope so, right?
Yep.
Thank you, Ed.
Ed, excuse me, any traction on Crestview and Morton Avenue, that property in the corner, to be able to tie that sidewalk in? Do we have?
Yes.
That's part.
Yes, that property owner has no objections to the project.
Awesome. Yeah, I just wanted to follow up on
We
that.
met with him on site, went over the plan, he's happy. Well,
Awesome.
I don't want to speak for him. He has no objections to the project.
Yeah, that's gonna be a great enhancement for people, going to school, and if, hopefully we get this grant for these raised walkways.
Yeah.
It'll be a lot of, big safety measure for our students that are walking to school, so that's good news.
And quick question on this Crestview, timeline on when we would get this done before school starts, realistically?
So that's the hope.
Okay.
The DOT requirement for their review is what's kind of holding us up. So, we're gonna push, and we'll see once we get a contractor, realistically, when we think we'll have it ready to go.
All right, great,
Yep.
thank you.
And one more question is, that same project is, we talked briefly and loosely about coming up with a potential plan, and actually it made me think of that. I talked to a resident who lives on Elm about that, stop and the rolling stop, and so what is your thought, or maybe we can get with the police department and get a little bit input in
Yep.
there, because I believe that was a valid point that you brought up.
Yeah, so my thought is that, to try to, shoehorn that into this project, I think would be, I don't wanna call it a mistake, but I think we would be better suited, and it would be more prudent to take a look at that, maybe even as part of the Next Road program, because, there may be an opportunity there, maybe to get a little bit more additional right-of-way with some of that dead space and really kind of do it right, so to speak.
Okay.
So I'd rather really take a close look at it, and if we can make it work, maybe put it in the Next Road program.
Yeah, that'd be
So this
great.
is Elm and
Needs it.
Crestview, where you have that funky intersection there.
Thank you.
Mary, for our clerk report?
All right, so for May 2024, the clerk's office had $12,772. The tax office had $3,997,869.25. Construction office had $310,000.978, and the court had $12,695.70.
Very much. Madam Mayor, for your mayor report?
Okay, congratulations to all of our kids who just graduated, whether it from 8th grade or high school or college. We're very proud of your accomplishments and can't wait to see what your next chapter will be. Our children are out of school, so be mindful of that when you're driving. Lola's Coffee Shop had their official opening last Friday morning. The Sternbergers did a wonderful job with the new venture. It's absolutely charming. They have breakfast items, lunch items, along with specialty coffees and specialty sodas. We wish them continued success with both of their businesses and are happy that their dream is a reality in our community. We also have a new flower shop in town called Blooms. The owners, Sarah and Kathy, are there to make all your events special. I've already visited their shop and I'm so impressed by the professional job that they do. Another business that opened last week is Chipotle's. Again, we want all of our businesses to do well, so residents remember to shop and dine locally. The The senior center has a new manager. Her name is Michelle Ritzel. She is the current site manager of the Galloway Township Senior Center. She gave her 2 weeks' notice and will officially start working in Absecon on July 1st. We couldn't be more excited about her joining the team. Her vision and experience will be an amazing asset. Spencer Lyons will continue to be the administrative manager. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. At this time, do I hear a motion to open the meeting to the public?
Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
At this time, would anyone from the public wish to speak? Seeing none, do I hear a motion to close the meeting to the public?
Motion?
All in favor?
Aye.
At this time, may I hear a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned. Thank you everyone for coming.
Alex, thanks for that.